This workshop will be in English. Unfortunately, I don't speak Armenian. You can ask questions in English or in Russian, up to you. So welcome to a workshop, usage of artificial intelligence in marketing. So we all know artificial intelligence, AI, is all we've been talking about for the last couple years, more so in 2023. And it has been changing the way a lot of industries work, a lot of businesses work, and how marketing works. So I suggest that today we dive into how exactly it has impacted marketing, what lessons are there to be learned, and what skills are there to be learned. My name is Elizaveta Chugunova. I'm a marketing expert with over 12 years of international marketing experience in B2C, B2B fields. Now I'm working as a senior PPC specialist in Vim Software, which is an IT company, international one with one of the offices now based in Yerevan. And I also teach marketing in Russian Armenian University. Sorry. I don't think, the sound is not working, but this is a recap, a meme from... It's all right. It's actually a recap of this guy saying AI, generative AI. I think some of you might have seen it. It's gone viral. And it's not the presentation I watched, but I watched a few of Google advertising presentations, and they've all been like that. AI. So, and yeah, I don't understand Armenian, but I know in the previous presentation, it's been covered as well. Yeah, it's been the buzzword of this year. It's been a hot topic, but guess what? In marketing, we've been doing it for a very long time. So, how? Do you have any ideas? How it's been used in marketing for several years?
Logically, sometimes people who work in marketing see like the previous experiences, train their brains accordingly, and suggest new things to their customers accordingly.
But that's human intelligence.
Yeah.
That's a very good compliment to compare us to artificial intelligence, but that's human intelligence.
AI has been used to segment users and target them, suggest right topic to specific users and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the cases. Mm-hmm.
Maybe it tracks the users and make an analysis about how they react with site or something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We work with big data on all user behavior. We try to track every interaction they have with our brand. And of course, we cannot do it individually using human intelligence, so we've been using artificial intelligence. And there are a few more cases. We'll go through them. So just to be clear on the terms, let's define artificial intelligence. That is a computer system that can basically duplicate human intelligence, such as learning, reasoning, problem solving, and decision making. Now, there are two types of artificial intelligence. There's narrow AI and general AI. And guess what? We're still in the narrow AI age. We're kind of moving towards the general intelligence, however, we're still not quite there. What's the difference? Narrow AI is focused on specific tasks. It is trained to perform a specific task or a set of tasks. Generate content, analyze data, predict behavior, anything. But it is a specific task. There is no self-awareness, there is no consciousness, and there is no ability to think. There is a huge discussion now on whether ChatGPT and other AI systems think, or what is the process that they do when they generate information or they generate responses. However, there is no self-awareness and there's no consciousness. The general artificial intelligence is an AI that is self-aware and conscious, that is similar to human in the way it thinks. For a few examples, for narrow AI, the chess playing algorithms, the one that have been used a lot for stimulations and learning. All our assistants, Siri, Alexa, Alisa, whatever, self-driving cars. And in marketing, Midjourney, any content generation assistant. So all of them are trained to perform a specific task. When we talk about general AI, we're talking about things that don't exist yet, but some prototypes are mostly from the movies. So HAL in Space Odyssey, R2-D2, and other human-like AI that we watch in the movies. I think we'll skip that. And I mentioned we're moving forward, and I wanted to quote Elon Musk, who said that ChatGPT is scary good. Cannot argue with that. And we're not far from dangerously strong AI. So the past few months, the past year, definitely there have been a lot of strides towards more general AI. But I repeat that we're not there yet. So we're still working with weak AI. And now that we've set our understanding of AI, let's go back to marketing. And here are some examples of how AI was used in marketing in ancient times or early 2000s. And here are some things that you guys have already pointed out, and a couple other ones. Recommendation systems, data analysis, customer segmentation, and personalized messaging. Can you think of some companies that did that in 2000s? What did they do?
Recommendation systems?
What did they recommend? Okay, yeah. Who else?
Maybe Facebook?
Yeah, with personalization. Yeah, there's quite a few of them, mostly, well, all of them giants. So Amazon was the pioneer, actually, in the recommendation systems when the e-com was on the blast. They started developing recommendation systems. So what products you might want to purchase with this, people like you purchase this, etc. We all know that, and we are now all used to that. And actually, people are sometimes disappointed when you're shopping online and you're not presented with options and alternatives and some complementary products. But Amazon was the first on this road. Google, yeah, you were right with YouTube, which is part of Google, and recommendations. They also did a lot on data analysis. In SEO in early 2000, it was all about PageRank. So now we talk more about user intent and user behavior. Back then, SEO was about PageRank and how well this page answers to this keyword. And this was all done by AI data analysis by a crawler, robot, not a physical one, but virtual one that would go through all the pages that are open to ranking and see, okay, this one corresponds well to this keyword, etc., etc. Netflix did well with customer segmentation. It's kind of connected with recommendation systems. And Spotify is another example of giant that really invested in personalization, personalized messaging. And the next stage, the TENS, the AI rise stage in marketing. This was when AI really impacted the way we do digital marketing, the way we promote products, and the way a lot of digital products work, actually. So Amazon, Netflix, and other giants like that continued to invest and to develop recommendation system, personalization, suggestions. So utilize all the data that we have on the user behavior to make sure we correspond to what they want, to what they need in the best way possible. They paved the way, and obviously most businesses followed, because this is something that customers expect now. Another big stride was with Target. It's a retail giant in the US that implemented predictive analytics, which can identify customer purchasing patterns. This is huge in e-commerce, especially in short cycle products, because we can actually predict when a person is gonna need that. Maybe if it's groceries delivery there, we know that this segment is tired on Thursday, but it's not Friday yet, so they will probably not go out. So maybe we send them a personalized message, order a pizza, something like that. Or maybe we know that it's been 2 weeks after they restocked their bathroom products. Maybe it's a good time to send them a selection or something like that. Another big thing was HubSpot. They pioneered with AI for marketers for us. And they were the first ones to develop AI automation tools to perform marketing tasks. So to post content, to analyze data, to plan social media content, stuff like that. And again, they were the pioneer that created a whole market that has been filled by a bunch of different products that offer similar things. Another big thing was with lead scoring, and the pioneer he was Marketo. I don't know if you've heard about this. It's a business intelligence and analytics software, and they utilized AI algorithms to automate lead scoring. So for example, if we have a huge company, we had huge marketing engines, and we have 1,000 leads coming in every day from our marketing campaigns, and we have 10 salespeople or 20 or whatever, and they just call every lead one by one. Is that efficient? Not really. They will not be able to call all of them, and maybe the last one is actually interested in the biggest, buying the biggest product. So there are ways to score them with human intelligence, but that takes time and that takes resources. So this was a game changer when The system analyzes everything it knows about the lead, every interaction it had with their business, everything it can find in CRM or online, and scores it and saying, this is the priority lead, it needs to be processed first, and these ones are lower priority, we can maybe not process them with salespeople, we can retarget them and just help them go through our marketing funnel a bit further. Another thing is search assistant. How many of you actually use search assistants? Siri, Alexa? A few, yeah, not a lot. But I think you would agree with me that when it just appeared, it was all the rage. It was amazing that you can just talk to someone, give them tasks, they will give you replies or do some small tasks online or around the house. So it also introduced new ways for customers to interact and shop. And this is something that is still going on. One of the major trends that has been predicted over and over again, but is still not quite happening in marketing, is voice search marketing. So not searching on Google, but searching using voice recognition and creating ads to complement this journey. It's still in the process. And the last thing that happened in the 10s that I would like to point out is predictive analytics. And it's a very big game changer for us in marketing. So how analytics used to work before is we would take some data, we would analyze it, and we would say, yes, this happened because of that. The sales went down because of the crisis. The sales went up because of a successful marketing campaign. So it was talking about the past and what is going on now. We could make predictions, but they were subjective. I think that this marketing campaign should be successful and this will impact the marketing this way and the sales. With AI, we can build models that give us quite accurate forecasts and predictions based on historical data, based on all the data we feed to it. And here, the more data, the more accurate the forecast is. It doesn't mean we all know the future now, and the marketing job is just stress-free. No, of course, there's a lot of things happening that affect us externally, in the world, in the market, with our competitors. But it has given us a sense of greater visibility in what to expect and how to manage our marketing operations to influence the results better. And the next section, we're still talking about how we've been using AI in the past years. And this one is about PPC marketing. This is my field of expertise, so I've made a bit more of a detailed review here. PPC is pay-per-click marketing. So it's paid search, paid social, when you're searching for something on Google, and on top of the results you have the ads. When you're scrolling your Instagram and you have the ads in stories or in feed, that is PPC marketing. So we're uploading our ads into ad systems and saying we want them to be shown to people who are searching for this, interested in this, visited this page, etc., etc. And how it looked in 2010, when I just started, you would have a campaign, for example, on Google search with 1,000 keywords or 10,000 keywords. And you will tell the algorithm, okay, I want to show my ad to a person who's searching for this keyword, and I'm willing to pay no more than $2 per, well, if he clicks. So this is pay per click, pay when you click. And Then there's second keyword, and it's a little less important for me, so I'm willing to pay $1 when it clicks. And then you just go through all this huge amount of keywords every day or every week and check how each one is performing and change the bits. So it was quite monotonous. Luckily, we don't do that now. We have automated strategies. So how it works, we tell the algorithms what is it that we want. We want to maximize conversions. So I tell the algorithm, I want to maximize conversions. I want as many people as possible that are searching for this set of keywords to fill in a form on my website and download a free trial of my product, for example. And then the algorithm will do just that. I can say, yeah, I want that, but I need to manage the money, so I'm not willing to pay more than $20 per each conversion. And then the algorithm will show to people who are likely to download my product, not just by the fact that they are searching for this keyword, but by all the information that Google has on their behavior online, on Google and on websites that have Google Analytics code, which is most of the websites. And if the algorithm works properly, I will not get conversions that cost more than $20. I can also target by ROAS. ROAS is return on ad spend. So this is how much we earn divided by how much we spent on marketing. And if I have analytics system in place, if everything is linked, and I see that a lead that came from this campaign converted and brought the company this amount of money, I can tell the algorithm, okay, show my ad to people who are searching for this keyword, but also are likely to bring me this amount of money. And this sounds a bit crazy, but it does work. If you have sufficient amount of data, if it's valid data, you don't have any problems within your data sets, you don't have any breaches, then it does work. And it helped us automate PPC marketing amazingly. Because, yeah, a lot of the times people are searching for your keyword, but they don't want your product, or they're not in a buying position, they just want information. And using the information on their behavior and their intent helps us only show to people who are actually relevant and for whom our product is relevant.
Question if I can. Yeah. In that third column, in the ROAS, is there a way to show, to say the system how much we gain from that transaction, or we only can set limit for the hour, how much we spend for advertising? Can we specify both?
Yeah. For it to work, we need to give Google, in this case, information on how much we earn. So we have our CRM system, we have our business intelligence system, and normally we get information from Google. So this transaction came from this campaign. But for us, optimization to work, we need to give information back to Google. We got this conversion from this campaign, and then 1 month later we earned $1,000 from it. And then 2 months later, the person came back and spent something more. Ideally, we would count all the transactions. So yeah, that depends on how much information we give back, so that it has enough to learn and to optimize. One of the main trends in Google Ads this year has been Performance Max. This is a very automated campaign. They say just give us some keywords, give us a page, and give us a few images, and we'll cook up the rest. You don't need to write ads. You don't need to do any settings. It will be a mix of search and display campaigns, and it will perform amazingly. How do you think, does it perform amazingly?
It collects the data, it analyzes.
Yes.
It depends. It does work amazingly from what I've heard for e-commerce, for retail, where you have a lot of transactions. They don't take too much time, and you have a huge amount of data. For example, B2B products, where negotiating a deal can take 2, 3, 4 months, sometimes we cannot gather sufficient data to give back to the algorithm. And the one we give back 4 months after the ad happened, maybe it's not very relevant anymore, or maybe there is not enough data. So Google is saying we're moving towards all campaigns becoming performance max. This is likely to happen, but they're still improving the algorithms, and they're still finding ways for it to work for all kinds of businesses. But at the same time, businesses need to find a way to work with that too. So to make sure their analytics is in place, they give back all the needed data to Google, and they have enough data to optimize. So it is a work in progress, but this is probably what next year looks like for Google Ads. And you might ask, if all these amazing algorithms are now in place, why do we need people, to manage these campaigns? There are some limitations, like I mentioned. Not all businesses work well with fully automated campaigns. There are some data limitations. Sometimes the campaign doesn't have enough to learn. So this is a screenshot from Facebook Ad Manager. And you see here it says learning phase progress. And it needs 50 conversion events to actually gain enough data to be optimizing. And in some cases, it will take forever. So we still need people to set up campaigns, to see where we can consolidate campaigns to get enough data, where we just don't have enough to rely on automated optimization. So we have to do some of the settings manually. And then there's always the creative part, the creative control part, because the AI capabilities in generating content have been amazing, but sometimes it generates weird stuff. And sometimes we need to moderate and make sure it aligns with our brand. It's not something crazy or stupid, which still sometimes happens. So here are a few ways that AI has been used in PPC over the last about 10 years. So there's targeting, optimization, bidding. So we don't set bids for every keyword, every ad anymore. Ad copy, creative generation, predictive analytics, where the algorithm can say that with this setup, your campaign is likely to produce 100 conversion in the next month. Will it be precise? It depends, as always, on the amount and quality of data that it has, as well as external factors, because some things we cannot control. We still, of course, do audience segmentation and personalization, and fraud detection. This is a concern that I've heard many times with people using PPC ads. What if my competitor will go on Google and Google me 100 times and click and click and click and just spend all of my budgets. That does not happen because Google has automated fraud detection in place. And finally, where we are today, this is the AI spotlight stage, as I like to call it. And we have a huge variety of AI tools and technologies coming into our lives. Here's a classification of them. We can divide them by less advanced and more advanced, and isolated or integrated with other programs. So, for example, less advanced and isolated is an email automation system or a chatbot or a content creation, text creation system, something like that that is used for one task only. It's not integrated with your other systems. You just use it to perform some task. The integrated and less advanced ones are the ones that you link with your CRM. So inbound customer call routing, where you track all the calls made to your customers by your staff, by your sales. CRM linked marketing automation system, when you link your email marketing, your social media, your chatbots, everything to CRM to have a good picture of every interaction with your customer. And with more advanced, it's not just about performing a task or tracking something. It's about advanced usage of data for making predictions, for personalization, for recommendations, stuff like that. And of course, as with every new thing, there's a bunch of possibilities, but a lot of challenges rise as well. And there are a few challenges we've been seeing with using AI in marketing specifically. And first, and I would say the biggest one, is data privacy. Privacy has been a big thing for marketing over the last maybe 10 years. A lot of countries have been implementing regulations to have how companies store personal data of their customers. Maybe you've heard of GDPR in Europe. I can't remember the name of a few of American ones, but there are different regulations that say that if you work with personal data of citizens of this country, you need to comply, you need to make sure that you store them safely. Especially that refers to medical data, financial data, so sensitive data as we call it. And it has been limiting our marketing efforts. So sometimes we cannot use some of the third-party tools. A lot of systems have been saying no to cookies. The cookieless future, we used to call it maybe 2 years ago, and this is now. We're getting less and less signals from cookies that we can use in our in teaching our algorithms on user behavior, so we have to rely on something else. And with AI is the same. In order for artificial intelligence system to learn and to perform its tasks, it needs data. It's the only resource it needs. And we need to make sure that we manage this data safely. It doesn't leak, there is no data breach, etc. The second one is accuracy and bias. So when we talk about automation, when we talk about implementing AI tools, we often mention that, yeah, this will help us reduce the human factor because, you know, everyone makes mistakes, everyone makes a typo here and there. We're all human, but it doesn't mean that AI doesn't make mistakes. mistakes. There can be a breach in the learning. For example, ChatGPT, I don't know if you've heard, it lies magnificently. When it doesn't know something, it lies, and it's very believable. The way to test it is you can ask for a biography of someone. If you make up a name of a person that doesn't exist and ask for their biography in ChatGPT, if this person that actually doesn't exist, it is very likely to give you a biography. Where it comes from, no idea. But yeah, there's still this question of how reliable AI data is. And the third one is costs and implementation. Of course, any powerful system requires costs, requires money to be implemented for a company. And to be streamlined with other systems to make sure that all the regulations are in place, like our data privacy regulations. So that does cost money. And that does cost resources to implement it, because we need people who are experts in this, who have the expertise to work with AI. So, what's next? Here's some predictions. We're not looking too far in the future. We could be talking about like when we have the general AI that has full human conscience. I didn't want to include this because there would be, well, it would be just, fantasizing. Let's talk about what's next for marketing in the next few years with AI tools developing as fast as they did lately. So my thought is that there will be way more automation. A lot of tasks are going to be automated. We're going to be getting a lot more predictions and a lot more precise predictions on the results and on the data. And we're going to be getting more personalization capabilities. What will stay and what will go? Because with every major change, there are short trends and there are trends that are to stay. What I think is an example of a short trend is mid-journey images. This is an example of cosmetics shop using mid-journey generated image, and I'm sure you've seen them, not specifically from this shop, of course, but you've seen this recognizable mid-journey style images, yes, on social media posted by brands, because it is a trend and you want to hop on it. And it works quite well because the idea of this mid-journey generated images is kind of combining things that don't combine, naturally in our brain. So that creates a cognitive dissonance in our brain, and that causes us to pay more attention. And the problem that a lot of brands have is that we don't pay attention to the ads because we see a lot of them and we just filter through everything. But then we see huge yogurt bottles in a desert, and our brain is like, wait, something's wrong. This is not normal. Let's look at it. And yes, we will spend maybe a second looking at it. And it doesn't mean that we will buy the yogurt, but it will create some sort of reaction or memory in our brain that if the brand keeps repeating it, will lead to brand awareness. But our brain is also very adaptable. We get used to things. And that's why I think it's a short trend, because now we are reacting to those dissonances. And I think with us seeing more and more of this type of pictures, we'll get used to it. We'll stop reacting. What will stay? A few things that I mentioned before. Automation will stay. We've been automating a lot of tasks, like I mentioned with PPC. We're fully automating the bidding process. We don't need to go through every keyword every day and check if we're having the correct bid. We've automated posting process on social media. Most companies don't have the social media manager be like, okay, it's 11 a.m., I need to post. No, they upload the post to some system and it posts automatically. We will have more forecasting and predictions as data models will be improved and strengthened. For sure, we will have more power there. We will for sure have more insight into who our customers are, how they think, how they behave, and we'll be able to personalize more for them. Another one is customer experience. An example is customer interaction with a brand, where, for example, if you have a question, if you're in an online shop and you have a question, you will not need to wait for an actual person to read your message and answer to your question. You will get all the answers from the chatbot, and this is already implemented by a lot of the companies. Another thing is hyper-personalization. We've been talking about personalization a few times today, but the trend we're talking about now is hyper-personalization. We're not just personalizing for segments, we're personalizing for each person in the point in the customer journey that they are in right now. So we personalize the creatives, we personalize the messaging, the way we speak to them, and we can also personalize the offers. So that can be like dynamic pricing, stuff like that. With analytics, like I said, we have more insight into what happens on the customer journey. So what are the points that stop them from coming back to our brand? What are the ones that are making them more interested? We'll for sure have more insight into that. Another one is real-time optimization. How it works now in most systems, in most cases, is that we analyze the data. Sometimes we analyze the suggestions provided by AI, and then we make some optimizations. But of course, we do lose some times. We do have weekends. We do have days where we don't have time for that. And real-time optimization will make marketing a lot more efficient. However, what is needed for that is, I've said it maybe 20 times already today, sufficient data. Because if these optimizations are done in real time on insufficient data, they can cause more damage than good. So for example, an algorithm will say, okay, this campaign worked well yesterday, let's double the budget today. And maybe there is not enough reasoning for that. So now I have a question for you based on what we've talked about. AI has revolutionized marketing. Yay or nay? Yes or no? Who thinks yes, it has? Raise of hands. And who thinks it hasn't?
Not so much.
Not so much. Any comments on why?
No, because AI is created by human, maybe, and this means it can't be revolutionized. Maybe.
Okay. More philosophical. point of
Make
view.
it faster and more targeted, so it's revolutionizing, I guess.
Mhm.
We are more, simple people are more, will be more vulnerable to stick to the products.
To stick to.
Stick to products.
Mhm.
They make more targeted ads, so we will watch what we like. So that's why we will buy what they promote us.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry, is there a way for people to be more aware about, like, is there a for a single user how to be more protected and more like not to be targeted by AI and sticky products, not be brainwashed, so to say.
There is a concern about data safety, which the answer to which is that the data about your user preferences, your behavior online is not personalized. It's stored in a depersonalized manner. So the brand will not know that name, surname, went to the website, etc., etc. When you feel that the ad is annoying, it happens. In some ad systems, there is option to click, I don't want to see this.
Also, there are softwares that let you.
There's ad block. Yeah. There's ad block. You can use it. Personally, as an advertising person, I'm very pro it, but it's an option. Yes.
Also, iPhone users are more protected, right?
Yeah. It's been a problem for us in marketing as well. So what Apple did, I think 2 or 3 years ago, is that with one of the updates, it started to ask users, do you want to share your data with this app? Do you want to share your data with that app? And before that, it was sharing data with all the apps by default. So you would go into settings and disable it, but nobody does that. Because we're lazy and we don't like to do extra stuff. But when we are asked, we're like, no, I want to keep things private. So yeah, for us in marketing, we started getting less signals, and it became a bit harder for us to target the right people. What I like to answer to, because people ask that a lot, like, I don't like to be targeted, I feel followed and unsafe, is that the purpose of marketing is not to annoy you, is to find a solution to your problem. In some cases, it's not working well. Maybe it's an annoying ad, but as a concept, marketing is not there to annoy you, it's to help you solve your problems. And of course, to sell the product. So coming back to this question, my answer is mostly nay. So it has revolutionized how we do it. It hasn't revolutionized or changed what or why. And here are some examples of things that drastically changed the way we do things, some things. A laundry machine. It has revolutionized how we don't need to do laundry by ourselves, spend time on it, spend effort on it. It hasn't changed the what, the clothes, or why, because our clothes get dirty and we want clean clothes. Photo camera. It has revolutionized completely how we capture visual memories. And it has created professions, photographer, photo editor, etc. It hasn't really changed what or why. We want a visual memory to be in a physical format, or well, now in a digital format, but the one that we can come back to. And the third one is computer. It changed drastically how we work with data. it hasn't changed. Why? Because we want to calculate something, because we want to write something. If we see a computer as like progression from pen and letter, it hasn't changed the why. And I think it's the same with marketing. And this why kind of speaks to the golden circle of Sinek. I don't know if you've heard about it. I think there's a mistake here. This is the why is mixed up, but so we are changing the way we do some tasks. We are getting more capabilities, more options, more perspectives that we don't have as human. We're changing our efficiency because we don't need to do some tasks anymore. But it doesn't change the why of why we do marketing. And this correlates with the next question: can AI replace a human? Who thinks yes?
It's based on the industry.
Mm-hmm. And who thinks no, never?
It has already done it.
For some tasks, yeah. Sometimes, if it's this repetitive tasks, like content writing, design, social media management, email marketing, PPC campaign management. For the routine tasks, AI can absolutely replace us. And in some cases, it has. Some companies have implemented that. However, it cannot replace a human fully. I don't know if you are familiar with this classification of specialists. There are 3 types of experts or specialists: I-shaped, generalist, and T-shaped. So I-shaped is when you're an expert in one thing. When your main skill is that you can design posts for social media. Can you be replaced by AI? Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Generalist is a person who has a lot of expertise and knowledge across the field, but is not specialized in any particular area within that field. So like a marketing expert who has a very profound grasp of marketing strategy, but is not specialized in creating content or managing campaigns, stuff like that. Do you think they will be replaced by AI? Probably not. Less likely than the I-shaped one. Because if he learns to communicate with the AI well, he will be managing all those tools. He will be like, okay, I've got this tool creating content for me, and I've got this tool sending automated emails, and this tool predicting the results. And I'm the person managing all that and making sure we're moving in the right direction. We're using them correctly to get to where we want. And T-shaped is kind of a mix. He has a lot of expertise, but he's an expert in one of the fields. And for him, it's similar. If he has broad expertise, he's not likely to be replaced. So, like I said, the why hasn't changed. And the why of marketing is why we do marketing. We do marketing to connect to a customer with a solution to their problem. This is not, a textbook definition, but this is a very simple way to define it. We connect to them, we speak to them, and we try to solve the problem with our product. There are some qualities that AI, at least the weak AI, cannot have. It's empathy, the ability to empathize, its creativity, because generative AI creates things, but it doesn't create anything new. It mostly combines things that already exist.
Nevertheless, that combination can be new.
The combination is new, but the original is not new. Reacting to crisis and problem solving, and finally the ethics, is something that humans possess, but AI so far doesn't. The good strategy for marketers in the AI era is to capitalize on skills that will let them cooperate with AI better, to use it better. Profound marketing knowledge, to be that generalist person, data management skills, AI literacy, creativity, etc. The point I like to make today is we need to make AI an asset, not a competitor in marketing. So it's something we can use, it's something we can cooperate with. Should we compete with AI in things it's strong at? No. I should not say, hey, I can do data predictions in Excel better than AI will, because I can't. I don't have enough capacity in my brain, unfortunately. Can I use AI power to maximize my human skills? Yes, I can automate stuff that I spend a lot of time in and focus on creativity, strategic thinking, stuff like that. So we don't have a lot of time, so I'll just skip that. Yes, so AI is not replacing human qualities, and that is something we should capitalize on. I went to a lecture yesterday actually on AI from a biologist, and he said the main difference human versus AI is that we are playful and we get bored. AI cannot get bored, and it cannot be playful. It cannot be like, yeah, let's try this, let's try that. This is something we should keep in us. So bringing this to more again, philosophical level, so that we can work with AI better, use it better, and make it complement our work rather than create competition for us. Thank you.